All right, so let's take a look and see what happened in the markets today. And today is Tuesday, April 11th, and we're trying to do this in 5 minutes or less. Well, the main question is, can anything stop this rally? Because the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq made new record highs in spite of some bad news today. Let's take a look at the indices, and as always we start with the Dow, and the Dow actually was down 0.2% today, but it was the only index that was down today, because if you look at the S&P, so the S&P here, as you can see, it gained 0.3%, making a new record high. And the Nasdaq is finally joining in. Look at this. So here we have the Nasdaq up 1.12% today, making a new record high, and today for the first time crossing 14,000. So even just barely, throughout the day we went to 14,002, and as you can see, by the end of the day we pulled back a little bit, but still closing 1.2% higher. So what happened today? What was in the news today? Well, the big news today come from the coronavirus front. And from the coronavirus front, we heard that the FDA recommended a pause in the Johnson & Johnson vaccine after reported cases of blood clotting. And you see, Johnson & Johnson is the single-dose vaccine, and more than 6.8 million doses have been administered, and there were only six cases of blood clotting reported, but that was enough for the FDA to look into it and recommend pausing it. Now, the White House said that the pausing of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine should not have a material impact on the nation's effort to vaccinate. And let's take a look and see how stocks reacted to this. And first of all, of course, we will take a look at Johnson & Johnson. And you see, this morning, we opened way lower here, but then throughout the day, Johnson & Johnson recovered. Still down 1.34% for the day. So Moderna, on the other hand, which is the competitor of Johnson & Johnson, did really good today, up 7.4%. So on the bad news for Johnson & Johnson, Moderna rocketed higher. So how did other stocks do? Well, first of all, travel stocks reacted very similar to Johnson & Johnson. You see, we opened much lower right here, but then a nice reversal. So here we are looking at United Airlines, and as you can see, United Airlines finished even up 0.89%. So then also one other stock that we have today is Tesla. Now, yesterday an analyst said that Tesla is most likely to go to 1,000. Now, this is one analyst's opinion, but as you can see, Tesla today tagged on yesterday's rally, gaining another 8.6%. So in other news, what else has been going on here? Well, today, the Consumer Price Index was released today, the so-called CPI. And as you can see, it came in slightly higher than expected. It came in at 0.6, 0.5 was expected, but you see, traders have been worried about inflation for the past few weeks, and the small increase wasn't enough to push the market lower. And as you know, over the past few days, the Fed and White House officials have already warned that inflation will be higher over the next few months, so this was not a surprise at all. So we already talked about Tesla. Let's go back here to the charts. Take a look at this. So let's talk, what else can we expect for this week? Well, let's take a look at the economic calendar again. And so we already have the CPI out of the way. So for tomorrow, we have Fed Chair Powell speaking, but we already know what he will say tomorrow. Inflation is not a big deal. The Fed will support the economic recovery, and so on, yada, yada, yada. So the only economic report that traders are paying attention to this week are the core retail sales that are being released on Thursday, and also the unemployment claims that are being released on Thursday. So what about tomorrow? Well, for tomorrow, traders will actually focus on earnings, and we have the major banks to report first. So here we see an earnings calendar provided by stockearnings.com, and we see we have Wells Fargo reporting tomorrow, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. We also see earnings tomorrow from Bed Bath & Beyond, one of the meme stocks. And then we continue on Thursday with Bank of America, Citigroup, and BlackRock all reporting here, as well as US Bank Corp. Anyhow, so this is what traders will be focusing on since there's not much new on the economic calendar. Anyhow, this wraps up today's stock market news in 5 minutes or less, and it took us 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Anyhow, keep in mind, trade what you see and not what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.